Standing by for ballast check at 27 after the hour. Alright, you're cleared on vertical. Dive, dive, dive!
You're wondering, why am I on a boat right now? I gave you a submarine ticket. Well, the sub's about 1.5 miles that way. And instead of dragging the sub in and out of the harbor for every trip, we use the holokai to get out there a lot faster. But the first thing we've got to do, of course, is go over the safety information. So to begin with, we have the very popular, yet very stylish, orange adult life preserver. Does this look familiar to you guys?
Yeah.
Got these back at home on the lake?
Yeah.
Really easy thing to use. If we needed this one, your head goes right through the middle, grab the matching black belt that comes with it, this wraps around your waist and clips into the center D-ring. And afterwards you gotta tug on this to tighten it up. Because if it's loose, doing something kind of crazy like this, okay, it's not gonna do its job at all this way. So the tighter this is on you, the better it's gonna work. Now, if we do need to go for a swim, I need everyone to regroup over at the Pioneer Inn restaurant, right over there. And swim ashore quickly, because the last group in buys. And I got these life preservers underneath everybody in the center benches. You guys are sitting on them, of course. Now, the final piece of life-saving equipment that we are not going to use today. This one is my personal favorite. Hopefully nothing too scary, but it's a very simple hood. Now, we're going to use this in case any of the air down below gets contaminated or compromised. And this just usually comes from smoke, or if we just learned that one of you had a chili cheese omelet for breakfast. Yeah. Now, I'll pull out 2 red tabs to make this work. The first one's right here. The other red tab is in your mouthpiece. That one's right over here. All right. So pull out the red tabs, and you can just toss them to the side. Don this over your head with the elastic strap at the bottom, and tighten it to your face with the orange cinching cord. Okay, make sure it's secure, because if it flops around once on your head, it's not gonna do its job at all. Okay, the tighter this is, the better it works. But the final instructions are by far the funniest instructions. After all of that, you're supposed to breathe normally in this thing, so tell me how that works. In the spirit of Lahaina, you're gonna notice an empty slip number 5. It's got some blue tarps and yellow vents. Now underneath the blue tarps are some very heavy power cords. Those are plugged into the submarine, and they charge 264 high-powered lead-acid batteries. Okay, now friends, one of those batteries is about 4 times the size of the car battery you got back at home. They also weigh about 80 pounds apiece, so this is a big-size battery. But after 8 hours, they're all topped off, and they've got power for 2 full days worth of diving, plus 24 hours of life support on top of that. Excellent. But we're going to make a little turn here to the port side. We're going to flip on the air conditioner for you as well. Great, kind of toasty out here, right? Excellent. Now, once again, as we do this, I hope that you brought your cameras and you'll get some excellent photos. If you guys look over the side of the boat, you see the clarity already. Yeah. The clarity in the harbor is a good sign, right? This is usually the dirty spot with all the guts and fish and not a lot of good stuff out here. So you can only imagine how good it is at the dive site. And friends, when it comes to taking photos inside the cabin of the sub, you want to use your flash because of the low light situation. But if you're taking photos through the viewports, okay, at the fish and the sunken ship, or if a shark swims by, turn your flashes off. Okay, the viewports you're looking through are 3 1/4 inch thick acrylic, and you've got to watch out for flashback. Alright folks, so we've cleared the harbor right now. As you will look around, you are picking up a few of the different islands. Behind us, off the starboard stern, this is Molokai. Molokai's got about 10,000 people living out there. It's kind of a quiet place. We call it the Friendly Isle. Starboard side, this is the island of Lanai. That's the Pineapple Island, and it's also known as the Secluded Island. Only about 2,000 to 3,000 people live out there. Back when Lanai was producing pineapple, it accounted for 80% of the world's supply all by itself.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now folks, does anybody know why we're not allowed to go within 2 miles of Kaho'olawe? Any guesses, you guys? Alright, that was a bombing range. changed from 1938 until the early 90s. And since the 90s, nobody's allowed on the island or within 2 miles because a lot of bombs are still active at the surface and also trapped under the water amongst the coral. So once again, dangerous place out there, Kaho'olave.
I didn't know that.
You'll find out right off the bat, the periscope is the most expensive accessory for the whole outfit. So, of course, we had to botch the idea of a periscope, but instead, with the money we saved, we splurged on the air conditioner and the CD player with satellite radio. All right, not a bad idea.
That's the sun. It's coming up. They made it white so you can see it like. It's like blue. Diagonal. Watch.
All right, folks, there it is, the Atlantis number 9. Yeah, we even got the Roman numerals painted on the side of the conning tower. Keep your eyes on your toes. Okay, this ramp will be moving, and it's hungry for your toenails, all right? This ramp, unfortunately, will eat the heels of your feet if you stand on that yellow line, and then you're gonna look kind of funny in flip-flops for the rest of the trip, so do yourself a favor, folks, watch your toes. This is the most dangerous part of the entire operation, all right? Excellent. Okay, but on board, this is Captain Tony. He's one of our pilots, one of our surface officers, fulfilling many different functions out here today. Right now, he's going to help us get tied up alongside to make the transfer a little smoother for us. Behind us is a 5,000-foot extinct volcano named Hale Mahina. Now, in Hawaiian, Hale Mahina means House of the Moon. And if you look just in the distance out there, you guys just can find another volcano. That one is Haleakala, or House of the Sun. That one's 10,000 feet tall. And the large valley that's created on our island between the volcanoes, that's the reason why people call Maui the Valley Isle. 3, we're ready for you as well. Come on up. You guys are going to make a turn right behind us guys. All right, and usually just by this point in the tour, we send you downstairs to fill in the seats. But in between each dive, one of us has to race down there with a rag to wipe off all the finger and face smudges left on the viewports from... Hey, now one thing this group will tell you is that heading down the hatches backwards like a ladder is by far the best idea. And watch Captain Tony right here. Backwards like a ladder. This is vacation.
We're on the top of the submarine now. This Fatima.
And if you're thirsty, complimentary cold water, folks. Once again, the only free thing you're going to find on Maui is our complimentary cold water.
Wait.
Take advantage of
Huh?
it.
What's that? Okay. Sealing the door.
Oh, give me a break. There's that DVR right there.
0 feet. Yeah. 0 feet.
It's big in here. Look how big it is.
Show all been open, 1128, stand by for balance. Roger, we are standing by for balance check. I got that part from the movie.
That's good.
Alright, here we go. Going right over the top of the reef for a gutsy maneuver.
Cool.
We're doing good so far. Yeah, see if we can pull it off, folks. Right on the top.
Wow. Isn't that cool? of that fish. Wow.
Did you take a picture of the stuff up there?
All right, well, folks, yes, a lot of fish to choose from out here. In Hawaii, we've got over 450 different species. That's right, 450. Of this group, about 30% are only found in these waters. Fish out there, about the size of your thumb, and if you look closely, they've got a kind of white tail. These are called chocolate dip dams. Again, the marine biologists are very imaginative here. We got predators in the reef.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we're going to take off though and cruise out, but that's right, it's getting intense down here, of course. The predator you probably saw out there, folks, it was silver with blue tints. If you go to the eel page of your sushi menu, look to the top right, you'll find the bluefin trevally. That was the fish that was cruising around in that reef. That guy is definitely the fish you want in your fishing bowl. Oh yeah, pretty tasty. Sashimi grade ahi right there, folks.
Oh, there he is. See him? It's
Alright,
ahi.
we're cruising on out. You will notice that when you lose the large corals, you lose the hiding spots, you also lose all the algae food.
So that's ahi.
So those two things gone, guess what?
ahi?
You lose the fish.
What?
That's
Ahi?
why you don't see too many fish in these open columns of water. But since there's nothing to look at right here, we can take the submarine to top speed for 1 minute. And all I need you guys to do is hang on to loose items like cell phones, cameras, and sunglasses. Purses are usually heavy enough where they sit, so don't worry too much about those. Again, get ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's top speed right there. What do you think? All right, folks. That is definitely top speed. 2.5 knots, almost 3 miles an hour. Our
I thought we were
submarine
gonna go
has
with
the
that.
horsepower equivalent of a 1961 VW Bug. That's 40 horsepower, you guys. Imagine 40 horses trying to push an 80-ton submarine. So, friends, what you've just learned right here is that all of the coral on planet Earth can only grow in less than 1% of the entire ocean's floor.
The anchor.
Left over possibly from a whaling ship, maybe from a cargo ship, pirate ship, or not. We have no idea, folks. It's just playing here. Our pilot Tony also give you guys a really good up-close view here of the North Reef. Above, you're noticing some silverfish, a yellow stripe from the back of their eyes all the way to their tails. These are called yellowfin goatfish. Now we call it goatfish because if you look at their chips long enough, they've got 2 little whiskers, kind of like a goatee. They're called barbels. They're very similar to our tongues. They use these barbels to kind of tongue their way through the sand at night when they look for food. That's right, folks, you guessed it. Yeah, they're nocturnal fish. And right now, during the daylight hours, this school of goatfish has half of their brains turned off. Right? One hemisphere is shut down completely, and we call this the alpha state. Half awake and half asleep. Now, people go to the alpha state every night, and you've woken up in the morning, truly on your pillow with no idea where you're at for about 5 seconds. At that point, your brain's becoming fully aware, and you're coming out of the alpha state. For the submarine that does not work for the government. See, there it is, folks. The government's working with the guns right there. Unfortunately, folks, 2/3 of the money that you're going to raise to sink your vessel goes straight to the EPA. The long line shooting straight up is attached to a submerged mooring ball about 15 feet from the ocean surface. You can tie your boat to this vessel and dive the wreck whenever you want to. Free to the public. There's also a 96 feet of water. The intermediate dive. Your bottom time will be around 25 to 30 minutes, because after that, you've got too much nitrogen built up in your blood system and tissue. And if you service too quickly without a decompression stop, you get a very serious decompression sickness that we call the bend. Now the white spot you see on the side of the boat is this cauliflower coral starting to grow. It's been underwater for 4.5 years. As you can tell, the fish love it. Covered in algae, and there's plenty of places to hide. was dig out
Is that a real skeleton thingy? What? It is? That is a real skeleton.
Now, this wheelhouse back here is in many different pieces. Because it blew up as it sank. There's a trapped air bubble off the stern that shot out the back end and buoyed this thing to bits. Pretty cool to see. But off the stern, there's also two long lines. Now, the line that's chained to the box, this one is attached to the Roxy, little blue and white tugboat. Just keep an eye on this. Everything's cool. The last line hanging off the stern railing all by itself, that is acting as an underwater windsock. It's letting our pilot know which way the current is coming from and also how heavy that the current is pushing.
How did they sink it? Like, how did they go down here? How did they sink it?
You can also see the propellers down below.
So, way too much? Say aloha to the Carthaginians. Our pilot's going to send us on down to the deal spot. We're going to shoot for 125 feet on our dive here today. Once again, folks, they told us not to wear white in the submarine because after 35 feet you lose the color red. At 85 feet you lose the color orange. At 120 feet the color white turns transparent. I'm kidding, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. But friends, get your cameras out anyway. You get a snapshot of the depth gauges maxing out. This way you can prove to your friends at home how deep you went to the submarine today. Take a cool snapshot.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like our pilot's cleared for a touch and go on the ocean floor. Come on, touch bear. I will tell you that this landing will be significantly smoother than the one you saw at the Combo Airport, alright? The next brake pad will be down to 0. So there we go, 126, 27.
Oh, we're on the bottom.
127. Have a snapshot. And friends, if any of you have a really good Photoshop program, you can actually add another 0 right over here. Just enough room to make that happen. Make it a good one.
That's how thick the window is. That's how thick the window is. Here.
Some romantic music, maestro.
That's heavy.
Hey, Manu.
A man
From the shark family, cardinal plasmaless creature, right, no bones. They do kind of have bones. They have they don't have like teeth. They have like one big like jaw.
Sir, Mr. Fish, this is Atlantis number 9. We're headed offshore. We've had a fantastic dive, 128 feet was our max depth. And now we'd like to receive further instructions. Atlantis, please make 748 for visual contact. Heading on the surface will be 330 offshore servicing. Atlantis 9.
Now it's sunlight again.
Very, very much for joining us tonight, man. Y'all had a good time, and we'd love to have you back
There he
here
is.
again.
Stay the whole time. Hang on, Austin. Stop. It'll be a few minutes. That's fine.
Oh, there's a boat. The box.
Thanks, sir.
Hi, my name is Brandon. I was the co-pilot on your tour, the one there in the back playing with the iPod. So in just a few moments, Captain Tony over here, he's the surface officer. He's going to cast us off from the sub. We're going to drift away a little bit, and you're going to get to watch that entire dive sequence that you were a part of about an hour ago. So you remember the whole dive kind of tour. You're going to get to see what that looks like from the outside. Captain Tony over there, as he cruises on by, everybody say goodbye and aloha to him. He is the service officer for today, checking on the sub, making sure everybody's safe. All right, so cameras out. Here we go.
Roxy, this is the Atlantis Submarine. We're confirming engines are secure and life support is up and running. We are balanced in fourth of tour. We have 6,500 pounds of water on board for 20 gas. Depth below is reading 111. We are requesting permission to begin the dive. We have the urge to submerge. Atlantis Swiftboat hatch is secure. Balance 6,500 depth, 111 feet. You may open vents to begin your dive. Roger, clear to begin the dive. We'll open vents and flood tank. Open, 1227, stand by for ballast. Just standing by for ballast check at 27 after the hour. Stop, deadly white, next watch, code on vertical. Roger, cleared on vertical. Dive, dive, dive. Sub 3305, you can come ahead 2000 at the start. Roger, making turn ahead 3305 is up wing.
Good line the bottom.
Yeah.
Switch to underwater telephone number 105. Switching to subsea communications, aloha.
All right, everybody, get your blast photos in. Almost under. Completely submerged underwater. There she goes on her next dive. So again, you can wave to Captain Tony over there on the Roxy. We're going to begin our 10-minute long journey back to the harbor. Captain Mel is going to turn the air conditioning on in just a second.